In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how to use the ATM software at BonusBank. So once you're on the home page at BonusBank, you can come up to Tools, select Tools, and then you're just going to hit the ATM. Depending on what tier you're on, it might say ATM Pro if you're on the Pro tier, or if not, it might just say ATM. But the video will be relevant to you nonetheless, so the process will be the same. And once we select that, it's going to load up the ATM. And now you can see a table of information in the ATM. It's all nicely laid out for you. It may look a little bit complicated at first, but honestly, most of it is pretty much self-explanatory. And once you've used it a couple of times, it'll become second nature to you, and you'll just find it very easy. So the main thing we'll be using the ATM for is usually going to be things like qualifying bets, bonus bets, and things like that. So a good place to start will be in the filters. So if you come over to the left-hand side and select filters, you can create as many filters as you want. So you've got save filters up here. So if we do an example of tab, for instance, so we're typing tab in the bookmaker here. Now you can see the table has just filtered out everything to tab. And then we have the sport. So you can select whichever sport you're looking for. You might notice a few sports may be missing. That's just because they're not in season at the moment. But once the AFL is running again and rugby league and things like that, the sports will be on here. For this example, we will just select soccer, and then underneath you've got the league. So you've got all the different leagues. There's tons of leagues in there, but we'll just leave it blank for now. And then you have the market. So you've got first half, overs and unders. You've got correct score, match odds. We'll just leave this one blank again for now. And then you have the event. So if you're looking for a particular game, so if you're looking for, say, Liverpool versus Manchester United or something like that, you can just type that in here. And then underneath you've got the bet, so that'll be your selection. So if you was betting on Liverpool, you type in Liverpool there and it will filter those results. And further down you have the date. So if you select the date, you can select up to the next few days if you want. So if we just select everything up to the weekend, so we go until Sunday. And then you've got the back odds at the bookie. So if you wanted to put a min back odds there, and then lay odds at Betfair, we'll just leave these blank for now again. And then you have a SR value. So if you want to put a minimum SR value in there, or an SNR value as well. So you could have one filter for qualifying bets, and then you could have another filter for SNRs if you wanted. But again, we'll just leave it blank for this example. And then you can put a minimum liquidity down there as well. If you have a commission discount, you can put it in this box here. And then underneath we've got the stake, a default stake, but we'll just leave that. So once you put all the details in, you just select save filter, and then we'll just type in tab for this one. And then once you select save, it says the filter saved successfully. And if we come back up to the top, you can see save filters and you've got tab. And if you wanted to create another one, you can just reset this one and you should create a different one. And then it would save it in this save filters box as well. So we're going to close this filters tab for now and head over to the table. So most of this information you've pretty much just seen in the filters anyway. So you've got the date, sport, league, event, market, bet, and then bookmaker. And this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. So in this back box here, this would be the back odds of this bet here. So the back odds of Uzbekistan, so there'll be 1.03 at tab, and then their lay odds here would be 1.05 at Betfair. Then you have the SR value here, and then you've got the SNR value in the next box, and then you have the liquidity available in that market as well. So now if we click on one of these SR boxes here, we'll go this match odds Bayern Munich versus Werder Bremen. So this is Bayern Munich, the selection. And if we click on this SR box, it's going to bring up the SR calculator. So it'll work the same as the regular calculator. Apart from this one, we'll already have the odds automatically inputted. So if we put $50 in here, for instance, and now down the bottom, this information is going to be how much you need to lay at Betfair. So in this case, $50.93. The liability, so the amount you would need in Betfair to cover it. And then you can see with this bet, no matter what the outcome, whether the bookie or exchange wins, would be minus $1.61. Obviously, that's not always going to be a bad thing, because for instance, if this was a promo where it was bet $50 and receive a $50 bonus bet, yes, you might lose your $1.61 there, but you're going to gain around $40 or something with your bonus bet. So you're still going to be in a nice bit of profit. And then just under that, you've got the percentage return of this bet, so minus 3.22%. So we'll cross this one out for now. And then if you wanted to use an SNR bet, of course, a lot of these ones here are not going to be very good. So this is the percentage retention. You're not going to bet on something with 2.85 retention. So you can just come up here, click on the SNR column, and now it's going to filter it from the best to worst with the SNR. So this top one here, you've got Syria versus Australia match odds. I'm not sure you'd be betting on Syria, especially being in Australia, but you could find a bet that you wanted. So in this one below, you've got Arsenal versus Crystal Palace match odds. So if you click on the SNR column here, so this would be for Crystal Palace to win. Now it's going to load up the calculator again, but now the calculator will be in SNR mode instead of SR mode. So the information will change a little bit. So you just want to make sure whatever bet you're doing, you're using the right calculator. And then down here, you just have your lay stake at Betfair. And obviously your liability is going to be a lot more when you're doing bonus bets, because we're usually betting at slightly bigger odds. But this time we'll be making a nice tidy profit. So we'll cross this one out again. And if you was going to place a bonus bet with this match here, you can actually click on the back odds here, and it's going to load up tab for you. Sometimes it will load up the market. I'm not sure it does it with tab, but with a lot of the bookies, it will actually load up the market. But in this case, it's just loaded up tab, and then you can find the match there. So we'll just quickly type it in up here. And then you can see down here, Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, and you can see the odds are correct. So it's at 11. And then if we jump back over to the ATM, and now we click on these lay odds at 13, it's going to load up the correct market at Betfair as well. And then you can see there the odds are correct for Palace there to lay as well at 13, and there's plenty of liquidity in there. If there was only a few dollars liquidity in there, you can look at these next boxes here, and it will tell you how much is ready to be matched at slightly bigger odds. So we'll head back over to the ATM, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple and easy to use. If you want to get rid of this filter now, you just come over to filters, and you can hit reset. And now I have kind of every bookie in there, every event. And now you can see if some of these SR columns, they're actually going to have a positive figure. So these would be ARBs. I mean, you could potentially look at some of these as well. This would mainly be with gub bookies. But obviously, if you click on one of these, the information is going to be slightly different now. So you would actually be profiting $5.19 on this one. But again, yeah, you just want to be careful with ARBs. But that is it really. It's really easy to use. You're going to spend a fair bit of time on here. It will make the process a lot easier, and you can really start making some nice tidy profits from a lot of the sports promos with the bookies here. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one.